Happy Japan opening, everyone! I have a quick but important Japan travel update that will apply to everyone. Well, almost everyone. So last week, I made a video showing firsthand what to expect at a Japan airport in order to prepare and get through all the COVID obstacles Japan will throw at you. Check out that video after this one if you haven't seen it yet, as it also has some very important information to properly prepare for Japan. And while most of it is going to be the same, there is a slight change you have to know about. If you go into Japan's Fast Track website, you will be immediately greeted by a box that will state, if your arrival date is on or after November 14th, please use Visit Japan Web, which will be available November 1st. Well, it seems pretty straightforward, right? At first glance it does, but when you actually head to the website, it quickly creates more questions. Like these. Alex, why are there 3 QR codes I need to have ready instead of the one from my SOS app? What are the new COVID requirements if there are any? Will I get turned away if I don't have this fully completed by the time I enter Japan? Alex, will I ever find true love? Whoa, I don't really know if I can answer that last question for you, but what I can do is give you the answer to every other question asked, as well as any other common questions I predict that will come up with the website. Today, we're going to break down each section of the new Japan entry website, go over how this new process will affect your entry into Japan, and discuss what will happen if you don't have the website completed before your flight. But Alex, how do you have this information already? The website said the information won't be public until November 1st. I can answer that question as well. For any of my return viewers, I think you already know how I get these answers so clearly and quickly. I call Japan's Ministry of Labor, Health, and Welfare, the branch of government that created the app, and got all the answers straight from them. So stick around to the end and see how that went. Well, enough with the questions. Let's get straight to the answers. To start off, we will break down the customs part of the website, which, aside from the quarantine section that we will cover later, is the most interesting change to the whole process. Just a quick review for anyone that doesn't travel often. Customs is where they basically ask if you're bringing anything expensive or illegal into the country. They usually ask for this on a paper form that you're supposed to handwrite all your information on. Anyways, for the customs section, there are 2 major changes you should expect after November 14th. First, as I already mentioned, most countries make you fill out a customs paper on the plane, so you can simply hand it to the officer when you get to the checkpoint. Well, they went a step further with this to make it even easier. With the Visit Japan website, you can fill out all your customs information well before your flight. Let's take a look at some of these to help prepare you. Do I plan on bringing crocodiles and or cobras in my luggage? Yep, you bet I am. Those two go very well together as pets. Will I have more than 1 kilogram of gold on me? Of course! With this economy, you can always rely on gold to pay for things. I love reading these questions. You know these questions exist because they've encountered these situations before. Anyways, once you complete the customs questionnaire, it will generate a QR code, leading to the other change. The second major change, and the more interesting of the two, is the new automated customs gate. With no customs officer having to manually check your paperwork, all you need to get through the automated gate is your passport and QR code. So once you have the QR code, all you need to do is scan that and your passport and you're done. Normally, there would be 1 or 2 customs officers to screen everyone, which could take a long time. But with the new e-gate, it could really speed things up. This new process seems like a nice improvement so far. But let's move on to the next section, which is immigration, and see if it continues to improve upon the overall process. Alright, next up we have immigration. As a quick refresher, immigration is the part where you have to state your purpose for visiting, how long you'll be here, and where you're staying. This part has the same change as customs. Instead of having to fill out the form on the plane, you can have everything completed on the website before you even get on your flight for Japan. Once you finish this form, you will also get a QR code. However, because this is the most important part of entering Japan, you will still have to get cleared through an immigration officer so they can stamp your passport. While this is unfortunate, the Visit Japan website can still save you some time. If you already have the QR code from the Visit Japan website, then you can go straight to the immigration line. This will give you a big head start ahead of the people that did not put any of their information on the Visit Japan website before coming to Japan. And I will cover what happens if you don't have your information prepared at all soon. But for now, let's go to the section that has everyone asking questions about this new website, the quarantine section. Now to answer the question everyone has been wondering, what information will be expected of me for the quarantine section? Well, by using simple logic and critical thinking, we can quickly find the answer. If we go to the frequently asked questions section on the Visit Japan website, you will see that the answer states the service will not be available until November 1st. However, it also directs us to another link. When we click on this link, it brings us to the infamous My SOS app. Right off the bat, this tells me that the COVID requirements will essentially be the same. But instead of using the outdated MySOS app, you will now upload all your COVID information on the Visit Japan website. Now, while most of the COVID requirements will be the same, from all the information I've gathered, you will not get a QR code for the quarantine section until all your COVID documents have been reviewed and approved. If there is an issue with the documents you've submitted, like the MySOS app, you will get a notification that corrections need to be made. How did I know this? Well, as I mentioned at the beginning, I called the Ministry of Labor, Health, and Welfare to get the answers straight from the source. I also got the answer on what will happen if you don't put any of your information on the Visit Japan website before you get here. And here is everything we talked about. はい、こんばんは。英語を話せますか? Okay.
Yes, I'll be your English interpreter. How can we help you today?
Hi, I had some questions about Visit Japan website that'll be starting next week. I was wondering if I could help get some answers with that.
Okay, sir, so what would be your question?
I guess my first question really was for the quarantine piece. Will there be a big difference between the quarantine information you have to put in from MySOS and with the new Visit Japan website?
Okay, sir, so she says that it won't change anything. It's the same information that you have to input. The fast track feature will be added to the Visit Japan website.
I see. So it's the same documents that you'd need from MySOS, it's just transferring over to Visit Japan.
That is correct.
Okay, cool. That makes that a lot clearer. I think that was the biggest question I had. I guess my other question is, for Visit Japan website, will we get a QR code like MySOS?
You're going to have one QR code for customs, another QR code for the immigration procedures, and another QR code for the quarantine procedures.
Okay, and the way that works is once you have that QR code provided, all you have to do is show that QR code and they'll have all your documents and you can move ahead quickly.
Okay, I will double check that with you. Yes, sir. He says that just by doing that, it will be faster for you. So, for example, she says that once you have the QR code for the quarantine, she says that once you are at the quarantine station, you just need to show the QR code.
All right, okay.
Everything will be faster. The same way for the customs and immigration control.
Excellent. Yeah, makes sense. I guess my final question would be, what would happen if I showed up to Japan and I didn't have the information completed yet, or for some reason it didn't get fully reviewed or approved, specifically for the COVID stuff?
Okay. Okay, sir, so she says that if you cannot register all the information or everything is not completed, she says that you can bring the papers, all the documentation physically.
Okay.
Present them after entering Japan.
As long as you have that paperwork ready, then you can get help when you arrive in Japan.
Yes, sir. So basically, yes, if you have the paperwork, you can just bring it and present it after you enter Japan. However, in that case, you might need to wait longer.
Right. I mean, it makes sense, right? It's called fast track for a reason. I just wanted to make sure I knew everything. I really appreciate it. It seems more or less the Visit Japan website for quarantine is the same as MySOS, and it's just moving to the website.
That is correct.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes me feel a lot better. I appreciate your time and her time as well.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you. Have a great day. はい、ありがとうございました。Yeah, thank you, bye. And there you have it. With my research combined with the answers from the creators of the app, it should settle any worries that you might have had about this new process. But there is one more thing that we need to talk about. Although using the website or the fast track process is not required to get into Japan, I still highly recommend it. Just last week, I made a video of my first-hand experience about what it's like to enter Japan without using the fast track process. And I will tell you firsthand, using the fast track process will make your entry into Japan 2 to 3 times faster. If you want to see what I mean, and to help better prepare yourself for your trip to Japan, check out my previous video, where I cover how my entry to Japan went firsthand. Well, I hope you all found this video useful. If you did, like this video to share the information with others, and subscribe for more Japan content. Well, until next time, I'll see you then.